What's up, Libra? Welcome back to Aqua Goddess Tarot. I am Jet, and I am an intuitive, an astrologer, and a healer. So today what we're going to do is we're going to see what's coming up for you. So, put that to the side. First of all, how are you? How has everything been? Okay. Universal energy, connecting in with Libra to reveal and unmask a message for their highest good, highest vibrational good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your first card is Capricorn. So Capricorn is sending that energy. First of all, if you know your natal chart, see if there's any planets that are in Capricorn. That might be very helpful for you at this moment, Libra. But it's sending you this message of working hard. And I think that there's this feeling of worrying about what people think, more than it is that you have that flow of energy of just working hard, and especially working towards your aesthetic beliefs. So stellium. So check your chart. And if you don't know how to check your chart, if you are one of the first 20 people on Patreon for the extended read for this, I will do it for you. But besides that, just check your chart. And a stellium is when you have 3 or more planets in the same sign. So what that means is there's a concentration of that energy in the chart. So it's indicating that you, Libra, have a stellium of Capricorn somewhere. So what that means is that pay attention to that area because it's coming up. Now, Capricorn energy is about hard work, determination, building, overcoming obstacles. But what does it mean if you have a Libra sun, rising, moon, things like that? What does that mean? Well, what it could mean is that how does Libra and Capricorn merge? That's the question. How does Libra and Capricorn merge? Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. How does Libra and Capricorn merge? It's the frankincense, y'all. Waxing crescent, inspiration, creativity, growth, accomplishment, and learning. Basically, you're getting this Capricornian energy, and it can also come from 3 people. It could come from wow, that's so strange. That was really weird. Because I was going to say that it can come from 3 people or, different signs. But it was like, when I was saying that message, it was like blank. So I'm actually going to go back and say, no, probably not 3 people. It could be a person. Let me pause. Let me see if I got the message right. It could be from a person, but it is, it could be either a stellium in your chart, which focus on where, and if you know what time you were born, it can tell you about your house placement. House placement being what area of your life it focuses on, because the planets and signs gives us the energy, like you like things passionately or you like things shyly, but the house placement tells exactly where. Well, you like things passionate about your finances, so you're very passionate about your financial stuff. If it's in the 2nd house opposed to the 10th house, which is you're very passionate about your career stuff. So that's when those things start to get really, really important. So what I was saying, the merging of the Libra and the Capricorn energy can represent a marriage, the marriage of 2 people working together. It can also represent an energy shift. And this energy shift is creating inspiration, creativity, growth, accomplishment, and learning. So the Libra brings that inspiration, being an air sign, brings that creativity, being the master sign of all things aesthetically pleasing. And then both Capricorn and Libra are fusing together to bring this growth. And the accomplishments and learning is something that really comes from that Capricornian energy. So just pay attention if any of this is resonating with you. Let me see. Libra, let's see what else is going on. Let's see what's going on for you. Pluto. So Pluto is all about transformation. Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. So if you have anything in Scorpio in your chart, that could be an indication of what to focus on. Lilith, which is your repressed desires. So there is a desire for something greater. There's a desire for transformation. I feel like there's a desire for something new. And there's something karmic about it. And I think that that is pushing you to really hyper-focus on something. You really want, your creativity to pop. You really want to accomplish. But there's also this sense of repression going on at the same time. Things not happening in the way you want. And then you have a new moon. So the important part about new moon, especially if you do things like earth magic, you do any of the elemental magic. But magic is because in the new moon, that is when you begin the cycle of ritual or the cycle of blessing or whatever. So when you want something and you're working with the moonlight, it starts at the new moon. And then you go through all the phases of the moon. And then you celebrate on the full moon. And then from the full moon all the way back to another new moon, you're completing out that which you have started. So if you're kind of witchy, this is sending you a message of like, this is the time to go in and do your spell work. If you're not, that's fine too. It's sending you a message that this is the time to begin something new. This is like, it's kind of screaming out for you today, like, new. I want something new. You don't just want something new in flavor. You want something new to transform. You're like, I'm just ready. I'm so ready to take on this next whatever. And it's coming from a sense of repression, having what you want repressed. And you're literally trying to fight to get to the other side. But with it being karmic, it's here to tell you, it's here to send you a message. And the message here is that what you are experiencing is something for your highest sense of self, higher sense of understanding, something that maybe you have been faced with time and time again earlier in your life or previous lives, or something that you may have done that is coming back to you on another end, either from earlier in your life or previous times in your life, whatever that is. And then Sagittarius. So you have some Sagittarius energy here, which is Jupiter energy, and that is all about expansion. So you have these two things. You have this feeling of contraction, which is coming up here. Scorpio, Capricorn is about contraction. Having this energy of repression is about contraction. Karmic things are typically about contraction because they're teaching something that has already happened before. Pluto is more about transformation, but there may be a limitation. And this feeling of wanting something new, wanting to expand is so strong within you, Libra. So even though I'm interpreting it through other signs and planets, doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to you. Also see if you have Sagittarius in your chart, or loosely if where your Jupiter sits, because honestly your Jupiter could sit in Capricorn, which would explain this repressed sense. Let me go with this. So let's get a little bit more from this, but just getting this overall sense of new, ready to start something new, ready to be in a new cycle of things, ready to be in a new love of things as you love the balance. Thank you. The natural balance of nature. This one is, I have permission So it's talking about maybe you have not been changing, Libra, because you have not been able to give yourself permission to do so. So you might think that there's this invisible boundary that is preventing you from doing something, when in reality, that is not the case at all. It's you're seeking permission from yourself. And then here's some Leo energy coming through. So this is the energy I have permission from the moon, and this is new moon. So it's sending a message that you have permission to start this new thing that you want to do. And I am authentic, which is giving us this beautiful sun. The sun rules Leo, and giving us beautiful sun, big growth that we're going to just put here right next to Sagittarius. And so basically, you know, you feel a little timid to start this new thing. You feel shy, you feel scared, you feel like, oh, I'm nervous. Especially because when you have to initiate things on your own, when you initiate things in partnerships, you're on it. You on it, okay? You want it like brown on brown rice and white on red rice, okay? You are on it. There is like, you're like, boom, been done. But when you have to do things on your own, you are a little bit more nervous, trepidatious. Like you are afraid for some reason. I am good enough that you are not good enough. And that is the fear that comes, that is the reason why you simply focus a lot on partnership, Libra, instead of just yourself. And your ability to partner and have the right energy with the right people, it's uncanny. But there are moments that you're being called to right now where you have to essentially focus on yourself. And you have to build up your confidence to be able to do it yourself. And remember, you have people around you. It may not be in the one-on-one partnership, romantic love type thing, but you have numerous people around you. You're never by yourself, and you're ready. You're ready, you're ready, you're ready. This is just prevalent. There's no way to get past it, you know? You are ready, my love. You can do this. But there's just this nervousness, this nervous energy around you. So I deserve respect. And it's sending this message that you honestly need to respect yourself. You need to respect yourself as much as you respect partnership and team stuff. Because I think that you don't necessarily feel like you have it. And you are abundant. So this is all the stuff that is just jumping out, honestly, within you, that just needs that recognition. This says, I am a problem solver. So if one of the reasons why you have not been able to just like jump into this thing that you need to do, jump into this new transition in life, is because you are so afraid of what problems are going to come up, just know you are a problem solver. You know, there's a whole labyrinth. There's a whole like a little puzzle maze that you can solve. There is nothing that is too big for you to be able to solve whatever is in front of you. And I am lovable. And I know that that is what is important to you. That you are lovable, that you are available and vulnerable to that highest sense of love. And I think that you think that sometimes when you have to do things on your own, it's because you're not lovable, and that's far from the truth. That's not it at all. Just sometimes you gotta flex certain muscles, because when you do things on your own, you never know. Things are strategic. You could be attracting the right love into your life. You could be attracting the right person into your life, but you have to stand out. And if you're always in front with another person, yeah, it makes you feel stronger, but it may not be what you necessarily want. And remember, you have partnerships and people, and I am worthy So I deserve. So there's a sense of fear and insecurity that's making it tough for you, Libra, to really jump into your badassness. And you are really, 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 really wanting this new journey to unfold. And it's just, you know what? It's just going to take a little time. It's going to take a little time. You're going to have a little bit of nervousness from time to time. But it's not to hurt you. It's just to help you. And it's to look deep down inside. Okay, so these two wanted to fly out, so they're both happening. Which is the Ace of Pentacles. A new way of making your income or your sense of self-worth. And the Queen of Cups. This is going in and truly nurturing the self for a authentic experience of self-love, an authentic experience and connection to all the emotions that are so prevalent around you and within you, and all of that lovely, lovely energy. So let me keep going here. Is there anything else we need to know about Libra on this journey? Okay, I got 2 cards. Oh, 3 cards. We have the 3 of Pentacles, which is talking about being studious. We have the 8 of Cups, which is talking about going on a journey. And this final card is we have the 10 of Swords, which is also similar in that you are going on a journey. And it's a journey. I'll use the term dark night of the soul, but I don't think that's what it is, but that's how it feels for you. Because when things are not in its perfect harmony, it feels very uncomfortable for you. Oh, Lord. Half the deck then fell out, which is sending me a message that all of these things are important. So let's see what's happening. So I think this is a snapshot. Here, let me show you. It is a snapshot of what you're going through. Tell me to stop if something resonates with you. 5 of Wands. Strife. Always feeling like you're trying to climb up. And not necessarily feeling like you have support. So this could indicate that you have someone in your life that you feel like you are fighting against rather than being in support of. Page of Pentacles. On this new journey of self-confidence, of self-security. It could even be financial, you know, you trying to get your money right. And you're typically good with money, Libra, because you're so good with partnerships that when you're good with partnerships, money typically naturally flows. But just feeling like you're ready for something new, a new way of doing things. The Wheel card is that you've been pretty good at being able to balance anything that comes your way. Like, remember it says, I am a problem solver. So you're like, imagine yourself balancing on a wheel back and forth and back and forth. And then, you know, whatever is thrown at you, whatever obstacle you have to hop over, you got to do all that. You've been able to do that. So know that this is actually one of the strengths you have in case you were afraid to walk away or afraid to leave or afraid to make moves or afraid to imagine a new life. You have that energy in you. But this sense of balance is thrown off because you don't feel like the partnership that you have is at the beautiful balance that it needs to be. And it's hard for you to ignore that aspect. It's very, very difficult for you not to see that. And the Ace of Swords is talking about a new way of thinking. You really are because of your insecurities towards this specific thing, having a very tough time coming up with a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way of acknowledging your internal growth. Not internal growth. It's not that you can't grow internally. I just think that you're struggling to see that beautiful path that you have in front of you because of this energy, and you're left with like, well, there are things that I have, you know, that I'm grateful for, but what's next? This doesn't feel enough to you, and you're too beautiful, too big, expansive, too harmonizing to be limited by a life that does not serve you. And I'm getting this sense that your partner is not as conscious as you, not as detailed oriented as you, not as introspective as you, and doesn't know that, you know, the things that you are that is lacking in the partnership is really what's holding you all back. It's really what's like preventing you from moving forward and what is like actually important to you. And so the Six of Pentacles can also give this like vibe of like begging for coins, begging for like certain things, begging for like balance. Like it's coming up to me like you're begging for someone's time, you know? Like begging for someone's time. And that doesn't, I don't think that that is you. I don't think that you are the type that begs, if you're listening, begs for time. I think that it's something that you don't need to have anymore in your life. I think it's something that you can let go there. So, sorry about that. I just had this really crazy sense like someone was watching, or not watching but listening. So I had to go investigate that. But I didn't want to say anything because I was like, So I don't know if that was me or if that was you. Anyway, let's go ahead and end. Y'all like, what the fuck is going on? And no. Yes, anyway, so we're gonna end it like that. Like it's something like this sense of looking over your shoulder. When I'm channeling, like it really feels like it is popping up in front of me. And that's what I felt like for you in the moment, Libra. Like you feel like you're always looking over your shoulder for things. That's why I had that sense. I was like, who the fuck is listening to me right now? But really it's just sending the message of looking over like your shoulder and just really feeling like like you're being watched at every moment, or you feel like it. I don't know if it's even necessarily true, but you feel that you're being watched. You feel that there's this spotlight on you, and you can't, and it has to be beautiful, perfect at all times, and it doesn't have to be. So in the extended read for this, we're going to explore this some more and see what is coming up. Is there a way to transition out of this? Is there a certain timeline? So if you want to gain access to that, you can join on Patreon. So I'll see you next time.